YouTube? Welcome back to Live Long and Freeze Dry. Today we're gonna do something a little bit different. Yeah, we freeze dry a lot of stuff and we put it back for long-term food storage for times when maybe things get a little rough and we can't make it to the store's not open, or there's civil unrest. And if you're looking at some of the stuff that's going on like up in Minneapolis, that could get here at some time, and I'm not willing to take the chance having to depend on somebody else to make sure I got something to eat. So yeah, we put a lot of food up. We don't waste a lot of food. I mean, just last night I put meatballs and sauce and some chicken fried rice. And what was the other thing here? That was some mushroom chicken and rice that had asparagus and Brussels sprouts. Put all that up. Why? Because we didn't eat it. And when we didn't eat it, I'm not going to throw it away. And so you're probably thinking, okay, well, you got all this stuff. Do you use it? And I went, well, yeah. I mean, I don't want to dip into my storage for no reason, but yeah, I'm going to use it. So today, I did some strawberries and blueberries earlier in the week because we're heading down for the granddaughter's birthday. And I said, hey, I'm going to try and take some of these freeze-dried strawberries and I'm going to try and make some strawberry jam, which never done before. And so, put some things together, kept out some of the oatmeal, kept out some of the strawberries, didn't put them in jars. I'm trying to find some of the older here, these apple rings for back in June. So I'm going to take those. The reason I'm getting apple rings and I'm talking about strawberry jam is because some of the recipes I looked at said you need to, buy this stuff called pectin. I've never done jam before, ever. So you guys are going to either see me success or see me fail. And I'm hoping it's success because I'd like to take some strawberry jam down to Linda for her birthday this weekend. But anyway, I've got some strawberries upstairs. I came down to the freeze dry room. Now we've got some apples that we freeze dried back in June of last year. So these are 6 months old. I would have older, but we've eaten them all. Seems like you just can't keep this stuff very long. We like it, so we eat it. But anyway, Sadie, get out the way. So I'm going to take some of these apple rings because one of the recipes said that the apples can provide the pectin that you need to make the jam solidify, gel up. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. So we'll put a few things here. There's some strawberries. There's blueberries. Here's the other strawberries. Now, most of the recipes, of course, they take fresh strawberries and they put them in a pan. They add a little bit of sugar to it and cook it down. Gets up to a certain temperature. They keep stirring it the whole time, and eventually it gets to, like, I think they said 220 degrees, and you cook it at 220 degrees for keep stirring it for 15 minutes. And oh, lemon juice. They said you have to have some lemon juice. So, and they also said use the bottled lemon juice, the concentrate, as opposed to the squeezing. And I think they said tablespoon. We'll wing it. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to heat a little bit of water up in this cool little kettle thing that we got a couple of weeks ago. And I'm going to go through this. I'm probably not going to talk the whole time. I'm probably going to speed the video up when I run it, because otherwise this could go on all day. But bear with me. We're going to take some things that we freeze-dried, some a few days ago, some 6 months ago, and we're going to see if we can't make some strawberry jam. Sometimes when I put these on the vacuum or the heat sealer, I don't get the thing in the right position, and it gets too close to the Ziploc. And then you can still reuse the bag. You know, I could put more apples in this later, but you can't Ziploc it. You have to just go straight to the heat sealer. Close it all up. So there you are. Here's one moment, please. Here are some of the apples that were freeze-dried 6 months ago. And you can see they got the oxygen absorber in there. And they are still just snap, crackle, and pop. They still taste good. The one thing I am going to do is kind of chop these up a little bit into smaller pieces, just so that when I add them to the strawberries, they'll rehydrate a little quicker and do their job as far as the thickening. I don't know if you're supposed to put cinnamon in strawberry jam, but the apples that I opened had cinnamon on them, so we'll roll with it. That's probably more apples than I'm going to need. So I'll probably grab that jar that had the strawberries in it. Sadie, you want a piece of apple? There you go. And these will get eaten tonight. Holy well, we're catching up on our dailies on our Star Trek Fleet Command game. If you haven't played it, kind of recommend it and kind of don't, because if you do, you basically signed on for life. It is a time suck. Okay. So we've got the strawberries in here. I'm going to turn this. I don't want the water to boil. I don't want the things to get like tough or something. I don't know that they would, but I don't want to take that chance. Sugar. Now, I had talked to Becky and said, hey, ask the kids if it's okay to put sugar in the jam, or would they rather, you know, we did I don't know, stevia or honey, and they said they had no preference because, you know, it wasn't like the kid was going to be eating it out of the jar. So I'm figuring there's probably not much for making things scientific, and I hardly ever measure anything, but just for grins, let's kind of see what we got here. We've got roughly, what is that? 4 cups of strawberries. I'm going to add, let's start with 1 cup of boiling water. I don't know if this camera's getting all this or not. So we'll put a little boiling or hot water, not so much boiling. Put that on there. I'm going to put another cup in here so that, at least have hot water to add to. Turn my heat on low. Something I was thinking about earlier as I was getting things squared away to do this is don't buy a black stove. Oh my gosh, they're terrible. You can't keep them clean. Even if there's nothing on them, they still look dirty. So I don't even bother anymore. Keep stuff on the burners. Keep something to distract the eye from the fact that it always looks streaky, never looks perfect. Okay, so we can feel the heat coming up a little bit here. The strawberries are getting soft. I'm going to go with a half a cup. Half a cup of sugar. I don't want this to be overly sweet. And when the strawberries are freeze dried, the flavor just becomes very intense. So put as much sugar in. I mean, I think I saw one recipe yesterday where the gal used like 12 cups of sugar. Now she might have had, like a gallon of I don't know, she had a lot of strawberries, but it still seemed to me that the ratios on the stuff was just way off. Cooked up, everything's going. Oh, and the thing that got me thinking about doing this was we were watching YouTube the other morning, and some gal, I think her YouTube channel is like Robin on the Farm or something like that, but she had a recipe for sandwich bread that took 1 hour from you putting the stuff in the bowl to mix it to you pulling it out of the oven. I'm like, that's not possible. It worked. You should check her out. Made it, and then we had it, and I'm like, oh, this would be so good with some strawberry preserves on it. And that's what got me in the idea to do this. So a little more heat there. Better, I can at least kind of see what I'm looking at, or what you're looking at. Oh, and other news, I was recently given the privilege by the boys over at Blue Alpine to become an affiliate, and that just means that I can put a link in my videos that will allow you to sneak on over there to Blue Alpine's website and just check their stuff out. You'd be surprised at the quality of the material, quality of the equipment they sell, and how good their customer service is. You can leave questions there, and someone will get back to you. It's not one of these things like you try to contact the company and somebody in a foreign country answers the phone in a heavy accent and says, "This is Jill." Yeah, no, these are real American folks. Products are made right up there in Idaho, and just good people. And while I'm talking, I don't like tooting my horn. I don't like asking people for anything, but I would like this channel to grow a little bit, get a little more traffic than I have been, because I just believe that the whole idea of becoming self-sufficient as far as your food situation I think it's really important, and I think a lot of people, you know, take for granted, or worse yet, just have in the back of their head, oh, something happens, you know, FEMA will show up. The FDA won't let us starve. I like a lot of the things that are going on in Washington right now, and there's a lot of the things that I don't like that's going on. I think that a whole lot of people have got away with a whole lot more than they should have, and things were done that, had you or I done it, yeah, we'd be wearing pinstripes and looking out through bars. This is going to take a bit, so I'm going to pause this video and I will come back as this stuff softens up and starts to gel or starts to boil. So several minutes have elapsed, like a lot of severals, and I've actually added, so we're almost at 2 cups of water that I added to those freeze-dried strawberries. I'm thinking this would have gone faster had I kind of crushed up the strawberries while they were, well, I first took them out of the bag, because they're very brittle and you know, dry at that point. You can get smaller pieces, but you know, for me, a good jam has got to have some texture to it, and so I think we're going to do okay. Now I've got to start. I think I want to cook it up until it starts to foam up a little bit. Got my heat on about halfway. These, what are these, hex-clad pans? They're like, don't overheat them, don't underheat them. They have a sweet spot. Find the sweet spot and learn to use it. I haven't found it yet. Another thing that the several of the other videos on that I watched about making jam were that your jam will tend to foam. You'll get foam on top, and they said if you put a little bit of butter in there, that'll stop that. So here we go. Again, we're starting to come to a boil. I am going to add a half a cup of sugar. Gosh, that seems like a lot. And I am also going to add the apples that we did. Probably should have crushed them up better too. Yeah, this might be a real failure, guys. Bear with me. I'm going to go ahead and add, now that's going to be a full 2 cups of water that we've added. And we will just continually stir this until we reach 220 degrees. Alright, so we have her up here to a rolling boil. I said it's a boil that you can't stir down. In other words, it keeps it popping even if you keep it stirring. And it's been going now for about 1.5 minutes. I'm going to go for a couple more minutes. You can see that it's thickening up quite a bit. And then we haven't put any of that pectin stuff in, you know, those packages that I bought. This is all just because of the apple that I put in. And for further feature notice, yeah, you want to crush those apples up better too. I mean, actually, I think would buzz them up in a food processor and get it down to powder, because some of the chunks that are going to be in my jam are going to be pieces of apple as opposed to just the pieces of strawberry. But it doesn't bother me. I like apples and I like strawberries. And being that this is my first time, what are they gonna do? Throw me in jail? Just kidding. Just kidding. I don't know. I'm not able to see. I can't get my phone to hook up to my GoPro for some reason. Apple does not like talking to GoPro. But I have about another 2 minutes on this, and then I will shut it down. Oh, that's thickening up really nice. And we'll take it off the burner. And what the gal did on the one show is she took and she put like a little tablespoon on a flat plate, and she stuck it in the fridge for like, or the freezer for like a minute, and then she pulled it out of the freezer, and then she pulled her finger through the surface of it and see if it parted and or if it just kind of ran back together as her finger passed. So we'll do that freezer check thing, and if it passes that, then it's ready to put in a jar. If it doesn't pass that, then we need to cook it a little more. And I'm thinking that because these were freeze dried, that's why I didn't get any of the foam. I think the foam is just coming from the moisture that's in the strawberries if you start with them fresh. Well, I took all of that stuff out when I freeze dried the item, and so I have not had any foam. It has just gone. Okay, that looks good. All right, I'm gonna stop that. I'm gonna take it and remove it from the heat, and I'm gonna get a little plate to try this out on. Just take a little bit, put a dollop in the middle of the plate, just like that. And you see how it just kind of stands up? Now, I'm going to set it in the freezer, and we'll give it about a minute, and then we will take it out, pull our finger through it, and see if that means we're done. I kind of think it does, because I mean, that's just not doing anything. Part of me wants to try it, but I just know that 212 degree sticky sugary stuff on my tongue would probably be a bad idea at this time of day. I don't know if you guys have tried one of these things. My sister-in-law had one, and I just giggled every time I saw it. I'm like, that is so stupid. But you know what? I was wrong. I was so wrong. These things are great. I got this thing on Amazon. I can't even remember how much it was, but it wasn't that much. Oh, and another thing I had to eat crow on. The kids took Becky and I to an escape room, and I just kept thinking, this is ridiculous. You can pay that much money to go have us. It's stupid. Don't do it. But Becky's like, this is for my birthday. They planned this. They want to do it. We're going to go, and you are going to enjoy yourself. Like, whatever the goddess wants, the goddess gets. Man, did I have to eat crow. That was the funnest thing in the world. If you're ever up in Excelsior Springs, right there, as you come into town, past the car dealerships and so forth, there's a little strip mall there. I think there's a Westlake Hardware, there's a Chinese food place. In the corner, there's an escape room thing. It was amazing, just amazing. Okay, I'm hoping you're seeing this. There's the thing. I'm gonna pull my finger through it. Yeah, that's not going back. I think we did it. Okay, and this is cold. I want to try it. Mother of pearl. Yeah, we hit a home run with this one, people. We absolutely hit a home run with this one. I am going to take and put it in this jar, and this jar will get sealed up, and it's going to go to Linda this weekend when we go down to Texas for her birthday. Leave a little bit of space there. Actually, what I'm leaving is some jam for me. Put that back in there. Alrighty. I hate dirty dishes. Okay. So another thing they all said, whenever you put canning, I mean, I'm not canning this stuff, it's going to get used, but they always say that you wipe off the edge, you leave a 1/4 inch of what you can call it head space, and then you put the lid on. Now I can take, and I will take this downstairs and use the vacuum sealer and pull a vacuum on that when it cools off so that it'll be good to go. But otherwise, I mean, you make this, you're probably going to eat the whole stinking batch, you know, within a couple of days, especially if you got kids, you know. And the thing you got, what's in it? Fruit and sugar. That's it. No preservatives, no chemicals, no artificial colors, dyes, any of that crap that Bobby Kennedy's yelling about. God bless the guy. But I'm going to leave you at that. Like I said, this thing is probably going to get edited up, and I'll speed up through some of this stuff. I might even do a voiceover because I don't know how stupid I sounded. But YouTube, thanks for showing up. You can freeze dry your fruit, put it up on the shelf. 6 months later, go get some down, come in the kitchen, and make yourself some strawberry jam, some apple jelly. I think next time we're going to try some blueberries, because one success leads to another. Thanks for coming to Live Long and Freeze Dry. Oh, and on the live long part, have any of you checked out the new Star Trek series? If you haven't, don't. Just don't. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't want to know what they were thinking. But, I mean, it's a train wreck. It is an absolute train wreck. I don't know what is wrong with people, but steer clear. I mean, if you have to, which I know I have to, go back and watch some of TOS, watch some of Next Gen, Voyager, Enterprise. I mean, I can even do some Discovery and Strange New Worlds. But this thing, yeah, just please, save yourself the pain. So with that, I'm going to sign out until next time. Live long and freeze dry.